Okay, we're talking about the S&P 500 and the cycles going back 100 years. I've listed the lows and highs, and let's take a look at what this market is going to do. If you like this content, hit the like and subscribe. Also, make a comment where you are in the world. I'm interested to hear where this video is contacting all my brothers and sisters, and make a comment also on what you think the market is going to do for the S&P 500. Let's first just take a look at our cycles here. So our 10-year cycle shows a low of November with a high of August and December. The 20-year showing June and December. The 30-year July and November. The 40 September and July. And we carry on with a November and September. We have an October and a February, and a November and an August. There's an October and a May, and April, November, and April, September. What is this telling us right now from this compiling of these yearly cycles? Well, initially it's telling us that November, September, and October are very high months where we can see lows, as well as we can also see highs in September and November. We have a September and November and a December and a December. So looking now at our current market structure, I've put parallel lines on here based upon the movement of stocks. I've also put a center line for the vibration in which the S&P 500 likes to come back to. We're at the very top of our stock market upper trough band, and I'm noting that we've touched upon this, and it's looking like a rollover is possible and likely back to the middle part of our band, which will represent about the 6,000 level. And if we were to have a major capitulation, then we could see something as low as this 48, 49, and that would be, well, that would be quite a washout. And for this year, stocks are very overheated right now. We have a very exuberant market, and my feeling is that stocks are going to need to unwind and set back up in this middle part of this band. And with that being stated, I'm getting ready for a major pullback in stocks as we start to see an unwinding. And of course, if we don't get some grip back here on this 6,000 level by this September, October, and November and December level, then it's likely and very possible that we do touch upon the areas of around the 5,000 level, and before a reset takes place. And then in 2027 we start to move up heavily, and our 100-year cycle states September in. So let's just take a look at what I mean by that. Well, I've stated that by August, I think, of 2029, Bitcoin will make a top. I'm also stating that the stock market is likely to be making a 100-year cycle top around this August and September. I probably won't get too much past this September and October and November, but I really feel that due to the cycles, I think we'll start to see the market make a top around this August period before again we have a very tumultuous pullback into this area. It may be lower. It's possible we have a complete ruin. Now I want to talk to you also about what I saw in the market when I went back really far. But first we're just going to go from here and measure. Usually around 1,000 days we start to see a top, as well as into about 1,500 days we start to see major tops in the stock market. So let's just go out. So 1,000 days we started to see a topping pattern, and then there again around that 1600 we started to see a major topping pattern, and this one extended later into the 2,300 days before a major rollover. So let's take another look at another low, which is this is a July low and this is an October low. And I wanted to point out as well that we have reoccurring lows that seem to come in around this October period. And again, January, here we have another low coming in December, another one in our March, this one again coming in October, this one again coming in October, this one in April. So you can see there's a bit of a sequence there. So let's just take our counter and let's go out 1,000 days and then 1,500 again. So at 1,000 days we started to see a bit of a topping pattern begin. By around the 1,500 we start to see a top and then a reset. Okay, so we've done it from that low. Let's take it from this one here and let's see what we can see transpire. So from about 1,000 we start to see a top, and by around the 13, well, this is showing 1,300 and 1,400, and then a low starts to be showing again. So at around this 1,500 mark we make this capitulation back down, and this is derived from the past. I'll show you what I mean by that as well, but let's first of all just carry on with our little count here. So after around 1,000 days we're going to start to see some topping pattern, which we're seeing in this part here, and then somewhere around the 1,500 days we start to see again another topping pattern begin. This one just happened to do it prior to the 1,500. So we're seeing that there is a repeatable move in days. So again, the market starts to show top around 1,000 days, and then by 1,500 we typically see again another topping pattern, but this one here made a bottom and a breakout. So just need to be aware of these things. Let's go ahead and let's take a look at this low here, and we'll go out our 1,000 days, and we see that we've made a bottom and we've just broke out of our low and started to make a move up, and after about 1,500 days we'd start to see a topping pattern start to shape up, and here we are starting to see that. However, this extended a bit further into 1,800 before we had a major capitulation again. Now let's go down here now and let's put our counter on this part of the chart, and let's count forward what we can see again. So after about 1,000 days thereabout we would start to see a topping pattern. This one just started to form after 900, and there again after about 1,500 days we would start to see again another rollover, and here we are. That 1,500 lines up with our November for a topping pattern. So we have this November and December. We have another September, a November, and a September. So you can see that has shown us in the past that we've culminated after 1,000 days. And I've taken the market data that we're discussing right here, and I've basically gone back all these cycles, and I've looked through the past stock cycles going back to 10, 20, 30, going back all the way to the 100-year. And I've also was looking at our two war cycles, our World War I cycle and our World War II cycle, and where we started to see lows. And this one was in April, and of course This one was in June, July, and August, and we had another one here in this October period here. So just looking at these, one has to be careful when reading the market that when it starts to make these tops in these areas, we have a fall off. And of course, after this World War, markets sat down in 1921, and we had a very tumultuous move up into the 1929 period, our 100-year cycle. And of course, that culminated in the August and September period here before a major rollover. So I wanted to point that out to you, that just looking at the way the market has moved, we can see that after 1,000 and 1,500 days, we have these huge moves. So we'll just go back here to this date, and let's just take a look at this market metric here. So after about 1,500 days, the market rolls over, and I was showing you that. And after about 1,000 days, we start to see a topping pattern, and of course that's precisely and exactly what's happening here. So again, let's just move ahead, and let's go take a look at this low here and see what we see. So after 1,000 days, we start to see the topping pattern, and then again, after about 1,500 days, we start to see another top form here. This one continued on for about 2,000 days. Alright, so you get the kind of idea that, you know, the market is tied to 1,000 as well as 1,500 days. Let's go ahead and have a look at what this one states here. So after about 1,000 days, we start making a top here, and then we move down, and by the 1,500 days we had made a low here on this cycle. So that's interesting. Carrying forward, after about 1,000 days, the market is rolled over again, and after 1,500 days it's making its top. This one goes as far as 1,700 days. That's very interesting. Let's go take a look at this one. Top came in about 670 days. By 1,000 days we had made a bottom again, so that's quite interesting. And by 15 and 1,600, another top. So this market metric is sort of held, in my opinion. Let's take a look from this low here and see what we see. After 1,000 days we fell down and rolled over. By 15, 1,600 we were making new tops again. So let's just go to this bottom here and take a look. After 1,000 days, what do we see? After 1,000 days, we've started to make a top and a low here in this period here. And then after 1,500 days, another top right there at 1,600. So we can see that the market is holding to this market breadth of 1,000 to 1,500 days. Let's go ahead and do this one here. So after around 1,000 days we start seeing a top, and then later into the cycle at 1,200 we peaked out, but it wasn't until around 14 and 1,500 days here that we had a major rollover, and the market made a major move down, and of course made a huge bottom in this 1932 area here. So let's take a look at 1932 when stocks made a low. And let's go out 1,000 days. After about 1,000 days, we actually came back and sat down on a higher low, and then around our 1,500 metric here, as we're moving into this, we're starting to see a top in this area, but it moved on from this 14, 15, made a small low here, and then from there it picked back up, and we had a major top in this 17, nearly 1,800 period here. So very interesting. So I wanted to show you these market metrics as to what we could see. And moving forward again, back to the front, what we're seeing is a classic 20-year cycle running out, and I think after a 20-year cycle here, somewhere around this December period for a 20-year cycle, is showing a top. So there again, after 20 years into 2029, we could start to see this topping pattern in this. Will we be around 10,000? Well, it's possible and likely, and we continue on with this very aggressive move up here with stocks. We're in our 17th year of a super cycle right now, as I would like to refer to it. We broke out above these tops here, and stocks just started to get crazy, and it hasn't had any type of pullback below our metric line here. We've come to our middle part of our band where we put our yellow angle moving up, so it's quite likely that we see something in this year come back to around this 6,000 and possibly as low as this 5,000 level. Doesn't mean it has to happen that way, but I thought I'd show you that and give you the highs and lows for the last 100 years and look at our war cycles as well as our 1,000 and 1,500 counts. Hit that like and subscribe if you like what we're doing, and tell us exactly where you are in the world and where this is hitting you, and tell me what you think in the comments.